Hello, today we're going to be discussing a statement I often see on Reddit, online, and all that. Anytime something negative is brought up about the newer Call of Duties, it's usually 1 to 2 people saying things got worse once CoD got to this live service where they had no DLC or loot boxes, any of that. So I went in, decided to check for myself if that was true. Before we get into things, the older CoDs will either be against bots or in the more co-op mode, just because there isn't a lot of multiplayer lobbies out there full or either filled with hackers. Hope you understand there, but let's get started. So I took 2 games from CoD's golden era, from the most modern and the 2 I had access to in my Steam library, because I am not gonna pay $60 for Black Ops 2. Yes, it is still listed as $60 in the Steam, along with any DLC with it and with Modern Warfare 3. I'm not spending that much money in a single video. Now got that out of the way, how did I compare these CoDs? Well, I did primary weapons, secondary weapons, maps, perks, kill streaks, PvE content, and the special features in it. That'd be like Juggernaut and zombies, or an MW3, how you can call it, airstreaks, or a Delta Force to help you out. Now let's go over the games I picked. I picked Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Infinity Warfare, Black Ops 4, and then the 2 most recent. The reason why I picked Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 3, because they were kinda in the golden age of Call of Duty where it was very beloved, and they have the standard DLC model, so we can even compare before any loot boxes, skin packs, or anything. We have kind of control, but then we have Infinity Warfare and Black Ops 4 where they started straight off that path with loot boxes, skin packs, other DLC, and all that. Then we have the most recent where they went completely live service, no paid DLC, just the battle pass and skin packs. I figure those games would be the best to compare one to with their content. First, we have Black Ops 1, with this being the bridge between the World War era and the modern era. In the Vietnam War, depending on your point of view, that's either early to mid-Cold War. This game has started with 31 primaries, 11 secondaries. Alongside, we have 14 base maps, with 10 of these maps with the base game modes. Quick thing to note about the game modes list, it does not include hardcore as its own separate entity. Now with that, we have 15 perks in Black Ops 1 for these players to choose from, along with pro status. On top of these, we have 15 kill streaks to pick from. The PvE content in this weapon includes zombies, and the first time ever we got combat training where you could do simulated multiplayer matches against the bots. And this is the first CoD where the combat training actually starts you at level 1 and you actually grind your way in it to hit level 50. The DLC for Black Ops added no new weapons, but it did add 12 maps. With 8 new zombie maps, I am including the Resurrection Pack with the remastered zombie maps, with 3 perks being added and finally 4 game modes. This comes down to a total of 26 maps, 14 game modes, 11 zombie maps, and finally 8 zombie perks. Now let's get to the PvE aspects of this game. It was not lacking either. There was a lot of effort put in, with 16 special ops missions at base, with another 16 maps for survival. Survival came in with 9 defensive options from the air terminal. This does include the perks, with the ground having 8. This does not include the flashbang and frag refills you could purchase from it. With the DLC to Modern Warfare 3, they added additional 15 maps, 11 game modes. This also includes the 3v3, 2v2, 1v1 gunfights we all know and love from the newer Call of Duty games. With this, also added 15 survival maps with 8 spec op missions. This also added the Chaos mode. I do not know how many maps there is, because they still want $15 for the DLC on the 10-year-old game. Now with all of this, This leaves Modern Warfare 3 with a total of 31 maps, 24 game modes, 31 PvE maps as well, 24 Spec Op missions, and 3 PvE modes. Now it's time to jump all the way to Black Ops 4. Now tell me this game was just fucking hell to get info on what it started out with, was added through DLC or loot boxes. This game was just something else on trying to get info. Now let's get to the actual numbers. You had 21 primaries to choose from, 9 secondaries options on launch. With 12 maps, 8 game modes, you had 13 perks with 12 score streaks. With operator mods or signature attachments, I can't really add them up because, like I said before, the info on this game was just something else. Sorry if some of these numbers are wrong, feel free to correct me if they are. This was also the first CoD to attempt the Battle Royale called Blackout. Now to the PvE content with zombies, started with 30 maps on launch with 15 perks to grab. Then the create a crash system to help with play styles, like make an entire perk for holding out in one area instead of just painting zombies. Also a new zombie mode called Zombie Rush. The DLC with Black Ops 4 added 15 primary weapons, 15 secondaries. They would add 20 maps post-launch, alongside with 30 game modes. They would add another 5 zombie maps. This left in total Black Ops 4 36 weapons, 22 secondary weapons, 32 maps, and 11 game modes with 8 zombie maps. Now this leaves us to Infinite Warfare, which to me had an excellent campaign, fun zombies, but an awful multiplayer. Infinite Warfare started with 21 primaries, 8 secondaries, 13 maps to 17 game modes, 14 score streaks, and 18 perks. These weapons do not include the special weapons like the Claw. The game came with 1 zombie map, Zombies to Spacelands. In my opinion, that was a really fun game mode with 12 perks and their own version of Pack Punch. From what I remember, there's a few like traps or candies you could get which help trap zombies or help you, but not significantly. I don't know what to call them, so I couldn't find any numbers on them. The DLC would give another 5 primary weapons, 1 secondary, 11 maps, and 4 new game modes. Sorry, I meant 4 new zombie maps and 11 game modes. With all of this accounted, that added to 36 primaries, 9 secondaries, 29 maps, and 28 game modes, and 5 zombie maps. Now we're going to be getting into the first full live service Call of Duty Modern Warfare in 2019. The newest Modern Warfare started with 30 primaries, 10 secondaries, 14 maps, 17 game modes including ground war and vehicles against its World at War. 4 night maps, these are not included in the total maps just because they are the same map at nighttime with night vision goggles, 9 field upgrades, 18 perks, 19 kill streaks, and it was the first CoD to ever use the gunsmith system instead of the traditional attachments. Despite having a good amount of weapons and maps, fortunately the PvE content is where this game suffered the most, with only having 1 mode. I'm not including survival in this aspect, because it was blocked for 80% of the player base unless you had a PS4. The special ops have 1 operation in it, and I don't know the exact missions with it. I think it's about 4. Now with the DLC and add-on to Modern Warfare, we got another 17 primaries, 30 secondaries, 23 maps, no brand new game modes, then adding survival for everyone with the maps, assuming, because I can't do a lobby with a map selection to my knowledge, and then they added another 4 special operations. This left Modern Warfare with 47 primary weapons, 13 secondaries, 37 maps, 16 game modes, 18 perks, 19 kill streaks, and 9 field upgrades and 2 PvE modes. Now we're to the most recent Call of Duty, Cold War. Cold War came out with 20 primaries, 9 secondaries, 7 field upgrades, 7 maps, 12 game modes, 19 perks, and 16 score streaks. The wildcards are included with the perks because there's no reason to not have one selected, like perks. Unfortunately, this is really lacking compared to Modern Warfare, and the content is still coming out, but I don't think it'll even hit near Modern Warfare expectations. But in the PvE aspect, came with 2 maps, 1 normal zombies and Dead Ops Arcade, came with 7 perks that were upgradable, having this entirely new camo tree and dark aether, and upgradable perks and weapons on top of that. Now we have the update so far. We got 4 primaries, 4 secondaries, 3 maps, 5 game modes, 2 new score streaks, 2 new PvE maps, 1 zombie field upgrade and 1 zombie ammo mod. So the total so far is 24 primaries, 13 secondaries, 10 maps, 17 game modes, 4 zombie maps. Dead Ops is only being counted as 1 in the zombies map, and 18 score streaks. Now with all that out of the way, what are my closing thoughts? My opinion and take is no, live service is not hurting the game. Because even though when you look at Black Ops 4's and Infinite Warfare's large amount of, I guess I want to say, content drop after the game, you gotta remember, all those weapons were locked behind loot crates, so there's no guarantee you'll get it in a reasonable time. Well, Modern Warfare and Cold War, if you didn't get it even through the battle pass, you still just had a challenge to do. There's no playing a slot machine trying to get it. This is more, if anything, an issue with Treyarch games, because I just noticed with Treyarch games, it's always been a lot less content other than Black Ops 1 compared to Infinity Ward's games. Like, the biggest jump is seeing Black Ops 4 versus Modern Warfare 2019, and then Cold War, with there being tons of lackluster content. I still think CoD should just keep the battle pass. It's the most customer friendly and it rewards people for staying and playing on their games longer than play a slot machine and get frustrated and then just never touch the game again. And it doesn't split the player base unlike the old system did, because you can never play a DLC map on Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 again, because the chances now finding a lobby with those DLC maps enabled is so rare, you're not gonna get it. I still think this is the best way. If you don't like how COD's going, my suggestion is don't buy them yearly. Wait till you play a game every, other year. Stick with it for 2 years. I do personally think from now on COD should have a 2-year lifespan on their games, because the games are getting more complex and all that. But with Activision making millions upon millions every release, they're never gonna take that investment. But that's my opinion. But thank you for watching. It's clear that right now DLC models not affected content. We'll just have to see as the future goes on. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.